Rise and shine, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SkyPoint's Get to 20K call. Today we have myself alongside one of my longtime buddies. His name is Rudy. Also goes as Carlos, and then once in a while Charles. Okay, it's his middle name. If you guys know him, then you know. But nonetheless, I'll say a quick scenario about Rudy, then he can tell you where he came from. Back when I was a finance director in the auto industry, he was a longtime friend of mine, and he was one of my closers. A closer was a guy who had he was a sales manager, and then he had a team of 4, 5, 6 people. And after the salespeople would get a client, demo them the vehicle, it would be the salesperson's job to bring that client back into the dealership and start negotiating a deal. And then Mr. Rudy would come on in and close the deal. And he did a good job. All right, Rudy, so give us before FFL, where were you? And where were you and what you were doing prior?
Okay, really quick. I started really young when I was in college. I was doing management, also part-time management. Then I did full-time management. And I wasn't that satisfied. I wanted something made me a little more money, a little bit more freedom. I got in the car business, which that's not what it is now. It was then. So I got in the car business. I was in it for a few years, had different positions. And then I was currently looking for the closer management position. Robert called me up, said, I got it for you. I went in and actually made a really good team. Incredible finance guy, Robert was incredible. I said, man, this guy, I had been around the business for a long time. And I just, when somebody's above the rest. And, when you're around those kind of people, it pushes you more. I was top closer at that store, and he wasn't just the best finance guy, but in his early 20s became the finance, not manager, finance director in charge of everything. So that's why when he got into FFL, we were both looking for something financial to get into. He told me about it, and I completely trusted what he told me, and he was right.
It literally was that. I remember we were at Victoria Gardens, and I just finished issue paying $25,000, which for the work that was required, I was just mind boggled. I was like, how in the world did I just do what I did and issue paid $25,000 that month? So I called up Rudy. We met at Victoria Gardens for a coffee, and I showed him my paycheck stubs, as everybody in FFL does. And the rest is history. Got his test done, passed it right away, and the rest is history. He's been part-time since, but as we agreed, he's good to go September. He'll be going full-time, correct?
Correct. I've been wanting to go full-time for the last month almost, but just closing up some other things I need to take care of business-wise, and so I could do this full-time now. Yeah.
Guys, so the reason why we have Rudy on the Get to 20K SkyPoint call is, first of all, what he was doing before. Okay, even though this is a place and an industry and a blueprint and format here where you don't need any sales experience to really make this work. So that's the beauty right here. So even though he does have a hardcore sales background, sales is not really required here, because from what we came from, alongside other guys like Bruce Williams and a lot of people who are in the auto industry, that's a real sale. Like, that's a hardcore negotiation. Okay, you're back and forth with the clients, negotiating with the banks. It's a whole different playing field. So when it comes to FFL and insurance, especially with our lead vendor, when people request this insurance, it's not deep. It's pretty basic. People are inquiring about this. So Rudy right now, he's not full-time, so he doesn't have his 30 appointments, but he's running enough to where he's absolutely making a 6-figure income. And his appointment setting, because we'll be at my house with other agents or in the office, and we'll be making our phone calls. Phone script, pretty different in comparison to what I heard of many of other agents. His in-home, very solid. The closing ratio is literally 90%. Once in a while he won't, maybe because the client doesn't have a bank account or anything, But if that client has a bank account, he's leaving with something, whether it be $400 or $500 annual premium, he's leaving with something. Okay. And he calls me from the in-home just to see what product to go to. But other than that, he picked up on it quick, and it's always a smooth, easy sale. So Rudy, let's really get into this. We got some time to kind of get, I don't want to say hardcore, but in the home. Let's go over objections. We'll make live scenarios going. We'll hold on. We'll start off with also phone calls, phone script, the whole nine. Okay. Is there anything you want to say?
We'll start from the beginning. Just really quick, what you were talking about, because we've been in the car business. It is a lot. I mean, that's the hardest when it comes to sales. People who have gotten it from other sales and left a month later because they couldn't hack it will tell you. But good point that you made. And that's what impressed me when I went to the first meeting that you took me to, where there was a girl who had just started. She was already doing pretty good. And when I heard her, like the way she talked and everything, I'm like, this is not a salesperson. And she's still doing pretty decent.
She's shooting 20. Yep.
Definitely not a salesperson. I said, oh my gosh, she would like bomb, like do real horrible in the car industry, but she was still doing well. So that's where I was like, okay, nice.
Yeah, I remember that meeting. That was in the Ranch Cucamonga.
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
So let's start off with phone script. After you buy your leads through the CRM, these leads go from $2.50 to $11 leads. You buy a bunch of those.
Yeah.
When do you start dialing when you buy those? And how is your phone script? And then we'll initiate some phone script, and I'll give you easy scenarios and hard scenarios, how you go by them. Okay.
So the starting with the CRM, really important, because I've been doing it for a little bit now. I have older leads that maybe people didn't answer, and really important to know is that when you go back over your leads, all of a sudden you get answers. Not everybody, just like in general, any type of sales you do, anything, whatever leads you have, whatever people you face, nothing's 100%. Certain things do make it better, turning no's to yeses and so on. But as you build leads, and then when you buy new leads, you go through them, and then you go through your old leads that nobody has answers. All of a sudden, somebody will pick up. And I've noticed even people that told me, because I won't let a lead go because they hung up on me. It's different if I've had people tell me, look, I already have this. And then I end up having a conversation with them. What company they're with, what their coverage is, how long ago. That lets me know, can I still approach them? Can I still offer them something that's going to increase their benefit? So I've done that. I've made a friend on the phone and then gone over. Obviously, you don't call a person, all of a sudden they're your friend. So when you first make the call, the first thing is to get their attention. Let them know you are not a telemarketer and you are calling them back. And that's a pretty hard thing to do quickly, but there's a way to do it where you get more responses and less hangups, because sometimes they're not trying to hang up on you because you're the FFL agent selling them life insurance. They're hanging up because they think you're another telemarketer. You're the 5th or 10th person that's calling, trying to sell them whatever garbage.
Yeah.
They realize you're actually calling for something they asked about that benefits them. So,
so you make it as a conversation. So go over that, because I've heard you tons.
Yeah. So first, before it becomes a conversation, right away on my script, a lot of them are different. I let them know. I noticed when I first started calling, the hangups and everything, I'm like, okay, I have to do something that doesn't allow them to hang, something that makes them go, huh? Oh, wait, what? So they don't hang up. So I would write, at first I took a script That was kind of it was a script from a YouTube video, FFL. Then I wrote a script that was a little bit of mix of what different people said, what I thought was important. Then I wrote another script according as I kept making calls. I kept changing my script, saying, okay, wait, they hung up here. Why? Instead of just going on and doing the exact same thing. Okay, wait, what could I have done so they didn't hang up? And then I changed my script. And I did that several times. And being in California, okay, it's different from other states because we get so many telemarketer calls. You know, you go through some of the other scripts, by the time you're halfway, through, a couple sentences into that paragraph, they hang up. And you're like, why? People say it works. People say it works. It does work. It's just you have different types of people. There's a different culture in each state. And when it comes to California, especially metropolitan areas, which are big cities full of people that everybody, not just in the state, but in the United States, but around the world is attacking on the phone every day. Because this is where the people are. Millions of people. If you got something that makes even a little bit of money with one person, if you could sell to a lot of people, it makes a lot of money. Worldwide, we are known. Southern California, not just in California and the US, worldwide. This is where people want to come. This is where people want to come do business.
So you're trying to, which does make sense because we have so much of so much.
Mm-hmm. So
you're trying to find a way to stand out.
Yes. So
now, go ahead.
So when I call, I said, okay, I realized I had to let them know. So to get their attention that I'm not somebody else, I have to let them know, not just that I know their first name, but that I have their phone number, right? By calling them, and I have their birth date and address. Even like some people say, till the end, whatever, which has worked for them too. But I let them know, because even if it's wrong address, it's their previous address. And they'll still be like, wait a minute, this guy's got information on me. So I call, the first thing I do, let's say Maria. Hi, Maria, I'm calling regarding I'm sorry, excuse me. Let me see. Hi, Maria, I'm calling regarding the information that you filled out. I emphasize you. It makes them kind of step back. Because I know, again, another thing, I apply what I think would work on me if a stranger called me on the phone. Because I hang up on telemarketers 10 times a day.
Same.
I'm sure you guys all get it too. I hope you guys renewed your car insurance.
Right. Your auto warranty.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go.
There's so many. So hi, Maria.
Hi,
I don't even say my name yet, because I could be like, hi, Maria, this is Rudy. I'm calling it click, another telemarketer, because that's what I think. Again, I put myself in their position. You know how the old saying, do unto others as you would have done unto you? It applies in so many ways.
We'll take it. All right.
So, hi, Maria, I'm calling regarding the information that you filled out where you put your birthday as, January 15th, 1982. Is that correct? They could be anywhere like, yeah. A lot of times they'll say, yeah. And your address is la, 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 right? So, hi, Maria, I'm calling regarding the information you filled out where you put your birthday as January 15th, 1982 at 1645 South Main Street in Fontana, correct? Then they'll be like, what? Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, that's not my address anymore, but who is this? Now they want to know, who is this that has my information? Who is this? So this is Rudy. I'm calling regarding the information that you filled out. Remember, it's regarding life insurance and protecting your family. And I don't stop. They're giving me the open. If you stop the only time you stop is when you've told them something that makes them respond to yes. If not, you don't stop. Okay? You keep going. You tell them the benefits right away. This will protect your family. Okay? This will protect your family if anything happens to you, because you don't want your family going to have to do a car wash and ask people for money. And, your loved ones, you want them to be able to take care of everything and maybe have some money left over, right?
Is this on your phone call? Are you saying that part on the phone call?
Oh yeah, I'm saying this on my phone call, right? Then you could stop, right? And they'll be like, well, yeah, yeah.
And then from there, what? There's an opening.
Or,
okay, so continue with that phone call. Go through it. Go through it slowly.
Again, being in California, a lot of people still want to be sure. What company are you with? That's a big question. Who are you with? And I never say I'm with the state, because we're not. There's a difference to say with the state and state regulated benefit center, because we are regulated by the state. So it's important to say that, because to be regulated by a government is a big deal. And a lot of people recognize that. So I'm with the state regulated benefit center. Okay. And when they ask me that, I don't just stop at, we're with the state regulated benefit center. I say, I'm with the state regulated benefit center. And what we do, I don't represent a specific insurance company. Okay. I represent you to them. I check all the different companies and find you what's best for you. I take no money from you. I'm not allowed to take any money from you. Okay. I'm not allowed to take any money from you. And I just find what's best for you and connect you directly if you feel something does benefit you. They're like, oh, really? Oh, this guy's trying to help me. I'll have my state line, and I keep going. Because when they leave me the open, I have to tell them everything that's going to make them feel confident and safe. If they don't feel they trust you, they're not going to want you in their home. So I keep going. I go, yeah, and I'm going to have my state license and my California ID with me. I'm required to show you that also, okay? They're like, okay. So, in a quick swoop, I told them I have all your information. I have something that benefits you, and this is why you can trust me. A couple of times they're like, yeah, but how do I know? You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a picture of my state license. Okay. And you can look that up, because now you've got them in a conversation. Yes, there's going to be people who be like, you know what? I already got it. Click. I don't want anything. Click. I don't want, it's just the way it is, phone calls. If it was that easy and if there was a perfect script where everybody would say yes and tell you come over and buy, everybody would be doing this. Everybody. But not everybody's doing it. Only the people who are willing to put in the work, who are willing to learn. That's it. Because anybody can do it, but not everybody is willing to do what you have to do. That's the difference. Beautiful. That's the humongous difference. And nice. So
how do you go for the close after that?
Okay. So then I go back right away. They're like, okay, Maria. So I'm available in the next couple of days. And I could actually be at your place tomorrow. What's better for you, morning or afternoon? Let me see. You know what? Probably better in the afternoon. And so I have a schedule laid out in front of my eyes when I'm talking to them. I have the hours set in on one page. On one page, I can see any appointments. I'm writing down the times and everything, because I want to be able to look right away and just keep the conversation going. And if she says in the afternoon, and I know I have like a 4:15 and a 6 o'clock open, I'll say, well, what's better for you, 4:15 or 6 o'clock? Very important to always give them a choice. People unconsciously love it when they have a choice. I'm not saying, so what day of the week is better for you and what time? Oh, it's Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. Okay, I'll be there. No, because you're not only are they going to forget by then, not only are they like, they're whatever about it now, because this guy can come whenever. If I skip out on him, it's okay, because you know what? He'll just call me back and he can come whenever he wants. But no, next couple of days, I'm in your area, or we are in your area. There will be underwriters in your area, depending how you want to approach it. There will be people from the company, or you're going to be there. I've done it both ways.
So you've done third party, and then
I've
you've
done
done
third
yourself as
party.
well, depending on the
Mhm.
scenario and how the conversation is going.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha. So
Exactly.
that's your main goal, is trying to get into some type of conversation.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
so Maria, how are you? I'm calling regarding the information that you filled out, where you put your birthday as January 15th, 1982 at 1125 Main Street in Fontana, correct? Yeah, that's correct. Great. I'm calling from the State Regulated Benefit Center regarding the information that you filled out. See, I already mentioned it twice. I'm reminding them it's their stuff, not mine. The information you filled out. And there's going to be an underwriter regarding that life insurance you're requesting in your area in the next couple of days. Now, what's better for you, Tuesday or Wednesday? Well, Wednesday I have a lot to do, and Tuesday might be better. So on Tuesday, what's better for you, morning or afternoon? Actually, you know what? I will be home, but I won't be home till 6. I actually have a 6:15 appointment open. Okay, 6:15. So that's a good time for you, correct? Yeah, that's a good time for me. Maria, do you have a pen and paper with you? They always say, hold on. And they go and get it, and they go, okay, I got it. Okay, Maria. Again, my name is Rudy, okay, with the State Regulated Benefit Center. Okay, put there 6:15. Okay, right, 6:15. I'm making sure she's writing it down. 6:15, I will be there. Okay, this is my state license number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maria, you can look that up before I come if you want. It's on the California State website, California Department of Insurance. Okay, you or anybody else you can ask can look that up, so that's me, because I will have, like I said, I will have my state license and my California ID, so you know exactly who I am. Okay, because you want to make sure I am who I say I am. Okay, and I'm there to help you, so I'm going to help you find what benefits you the most. Okay, so it's great talking to you, Maria. Quick question. Is your address on the house or on the street? Oh, it's actually on my mailbox. Okay, it's on your mailbox. Great. Maria, do you have any big dogs or gates I have to get through? Well, I have a small dog and I have a small gate. Do I need a code for the gate to get into the area or the property? No, that's fine. Okay, Maria. Again, put this where you can see it for tomorrow. Do not forget. I do have a lot of families to take care of, but it'll be a pleasure taking care of you also and helping you out with what you need. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.
Bam. Yeah. See, even I felt the comfort there. I
Yeah.
felt a lot of comfort there, guys. That was a lot of information. He's giving you a lot of real scenarios when you do get on the phone, and how you can, trigger a few words to keep them on a little longer, right? So that's the main thing here. Beautiful. So let's say we get to the home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And me and you will go back and forth in a scenario. If we get into the home and we ask to get our shoes off, we get into the house, what's the first thing you would do? Take out your state license and ID, correct?
Yes. So I get in. As I'm going to sit down, Maria, this is a great thing you're doing. It's a very intelligent thing you're doing to protect your family like this. There are a lot of people who don't know about this, but successful people do this. Now, and I pull out right away. By then I sat down. I pull out my state license. I go, oh, that's weird. Because it's a white background. I was going to show you. So I pull out my state license. I show it. There's my state license, Maria. I lay it out on the table. That's my state license. I point to the number. I said, that's the number you could look up. Were you able to look it up? No. I trust you. Okay. Just because she says she trusts me, I don't stop. I pull out. You don't have to. I pull out my license. Oh, sorry. On the license, I said, go ahead, take a picture of it. About half of them will take a picture. So go ahead, take a picture of it so you have it. Okay. And I wait, they take the picture. If they don't, I pull it out right away. I pull out my driver's license and I show it to them. I don't let them take a picture of that. After he takes a picture, I go, here's my license. I put it in front of them. I said, look, that's so you know that is me on the license. I'm not using somebody else's license. See, I'm giving credibility to the license and to myself. That's how important the license is. Okay, it's real, it's important. And here's my ID. So you see that is me on the license. Okay, by then they're like, oh, yeah, okay, I trust you, I trust you, I trust you. I put it back in my wallet. Then I go out, I go, Maria, so I'm just going to go over a few questions with you, okay? A couple different questions. I'm going to go over some questions over your medical because you're not going to have to go see a doctor. You're not going to have to do a blood test. You're not going to have to do a saliva swab, nothing like that. Nobody's going to come to see you, okay? So I'm going to go over some health questions with you. So I know exactly where to place you to find you what benefits you the most.
And you're doing all this on the financial inventory sheet, right?
Yes, on the financial inventory sheet. Let's see. Yeah, see, look at it.
You guys can find that on ffldownloads.com. If not, send one of us a message. We can email that to you as well. Okay. Okay, so you go through the medical questions and whatnot, right?
So I tell I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go through another set of questions regarding your finances so that I can place you, because my job is not to push on you the most expensive policy, because remember, I don't represent any of these companies. I represent you, Maria, to the companies, and I'm going to budget you so that you have something that will stay in place and you'll never have a problem paying it. And they're nodding. When I say that, they're like, yeah. Because a lot of these people are on a budget and their fear, and they'll sometimes, once they have a conversation with you on the phone, they'll even tell you. They'll say, you know what, I don't have a lot of money. Don't worry, Maria. This is not something that's going to charge you a lot of money. This is something, I mean, but I tell them they're going to pay, because I don't want to go over there. And then when I have the opportunity, I already have them on phone. I'll be like, I can even get you a $30 a month policy. Wow, really? That's what I need. And then I'm there, I get them a $50 a month policy, $60, because they see the benefit. I don't say it a lot. There's only for the people like, you know what? I don't have any money. Rudy, I don't have any money. I'd love to have something, but I don't have any money. So that's when I throw it at them. And they'll be like, oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Yeah, for $30 a month, you can protect your family. You can have coverage for the rest of your life.
Nice.
And again, when you get there, then you could do the bump. You say, well, look, this is what I got you for $60 a month. And a lot of times they'll be like, okay, yeah, I can do that. Because now you showed them the benefit. So going back to the in-home. So I go over the questions. I let her know ahead of time the questions I'm going to go over. And I'll tell her, and then I'm going to ask you some personal questions. That's why it's important that I showed you my license and my ID. Okay. And they'll be like, okay. So then boom, I'll get on the pro, after the questions, or, I could go over the questions, I name and age. Maria, have you ever had a heart attack, a stroke, any type of heart conditions? No. They say yes, and I put yes. What was it? I write down what it was, and this comes to how you're going to place them, what company you're going to place them with. But right now, let's go with, a lot of them. No, I haven't. No. So I'm crossing those out in front of them. Have you had any diabetes? Yeah, a lot of them. Yes. Do you take oral or injected? They'll be like, oral. Okay. Because that oral is still easier to qualify with other companies, and injected insulin. It's a big difference of who's going to qualify. So that's why you make those calls. When you're not sure, that's when you call somebody. Okay, somebody in your upline or in your line, that's been around longer. You call. Don't hesitate, because it's going to be a lot worse having to spend all that time trying to qualify them with one of the companies, and then it says no. Then you got to go over everything again, and now they're like,
yeah,
what's going on?
So you get through the act, you go through all that.
Mm-hmm. So you go through all that. Let's see, where were we? Okay, so you're putting in the information. You're qualifying them. Okay. Oh yeah. Always really important. I always ask, and they really like this, especially when I see that they smoke. There's a cigarette in an ashtray in front of me, and it smells like cigarettes. You know, and I'll be like, Maria, do you smoke? Yes, I do. Okay, Maria. The reason I asked you is because this is an important question. Because if somebody comes in and see, and I see a lot of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go back to it right now, and I'm gonna tell you why. One of the main reasons why I do this. A lot of people will be approached by other agents. You don't know how many times I've gone in front of people that just bought a policy with somebody else, and we'll get into that in a little while too. Okay, they just bought, and they still let you in their home, and that's gonna happen too. They're gonna let somebody else in their home, especially after you built the trust. It's going to be easier for them to let somebody else in the home and throw away your policy and make up something about your company, your policy, whatever, you know. But this is again where you build trust. Maria, you know, somebody can come in and give you a lower payment if they put you in as a non-smoker. But guess what's going to happen when that time comes? You pass away, and it's time for the company to pay out the policy. And they always tell me they're not going to pay it, huh? They check, don't they? Exactly. Exactly. So it's going to cost you a few more dollars, not a lot more, okay, as a smoker, but I'm going to make sure you're completely covered, okay? My job is to make sure that you're covered and you stay covered. Again, I emphasize. So they're like this. So when somebody else comes in, they're just like blah 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 blah. I sound like a commercial and like a salesman. They're like, okay, thank you, bye.
All right.
Okay.
So would you say this, that you're doing all of this, guys, and this is kind of a lot of the conversations we have. All this information prior to getting to the close makes the close so much easier. Right, guys? So think of the time that he just took to be so empathetic with the clients, making sure that it's going to be affordable for them, stating, you know, some facts about, you know, prior experiences that they could have had, and explaining the entire process to them. Guys, doing all of this makes the close so much easier. And you've heard a lot of, you know, producers talk about this. I always talk about it when I'm with my team or even on calls from here. When you guys have such a proper when you're very proactive before the close, it makes it so much smoother. Ask yourself this and tell yourself this. You have to earn that right to the close, right? You have to earn, always, you guys should write this one down. You have to earn your right to the close. Because when you think of that, you know you have to be pretty detailed, thorough, confident, and very empathetic with these clients. So when it does come down to flipping that financial inventory sheet over and giving them 3 affordable options, you've earned your right to that close. That's when we talk about they just end up choosing that middle option. And it's like, oh, it worked. Yes, it worked because you were so thorough prior, right? We can't go into a client's house, show them a state ID, smile for a second, let them, and then go through a financial inventory and show them a budget. Like they're just supposed to buy from you for like that. Being proactive instead of reactive to the situation makes everything that much more simpler. Okay. I do that often, actually every time, but Rudy is very thorough. So how you see all this information he said, that's literally prior before him getting to that close. And psychologically for a client, for a person, for your mother or father, if they were in that scenario and they felt so warm and all that information was given to them, the probability of them saying yes and agreeing to a policy, agreeing to a price, agreeing to do business with you, that probability increases. So that's all we're trying to do before we get to that close, guys, is increase that probability for the client to say yes. And this is major, major to what happens or how it can happen. All right, Rudy. So we got about 19 minutes left.
Okay.
Finish
Really
that
quick.
thought off and let's get to a close.
Okay. So just really quick, the financial inventory. Once I do that, I go through the financial inventory. I ask them how much their full intake is a month. Okay, you get Social Security. Yes. Do you have other money, whatever? And when they give you that little look like, should I tell them everything? Say, don't worry. Nobody's ever going to see this information. I'm using this to help budget you. That's all this is for.
Comfort, trust.
Don't worry. Nobody's going to see this. This is not given to anybody. This is just so I could help budget you. This is just to help me help you. That's all it's for.
And then they open
up, then they're like, okay, and I go through everything, and let's say I realize they only have like $300 left for because I put in there, I look at their lifestyle, I look around really quick, and I add how much I think they spend on food and everything. Like their extras, food, going out a little bit, they don't go out, whatever.
So let's say they had $500 at the end of the month, $400 at the end of the month. You're gonna even make it a little less than that, about 300, because You're probably right about that. They're probably we're not going through every single thing. So you're probably right.
If they have 300, you have different kinds of people who are willing to spend a lot more for this, people that want to do it as cheap as possible. Okay, so that's where you present them with 3 types, 3 prices. Okay, so that no matter what 3 prices, the lowest one is the lowest price. But just because you're doing that, you don't want to go too high. You don't want to be like, okay, here's a $500 policy, here's a $400 and here's a $300. They're gonna be like, thanks, bye. Because remember, they want to have money extra spent on their extras. Everybody does, just to live their
normal
lifestyle, or just to do little things. We all want to. Again, apply things as you would to yourself.
Okay, so let's say you budget them out.
Let's say they have $300, so I'll hit them at 150, at close to 100. Okay, let's say I'll hit them at 138 to 145. I'll hit them at like 103 to 110, just above 100. So that way, when I hit them right below 100, it'll still look cheaper. I hit them at like $93 or $89 or something, and sometimes it's like, oh no, I can't right away. When they say no to the lowest, even the lowest one that they can't or they don't want to, I'll be like, Maria or Eric, John, whoever, is this a little bit higher than you planned on budgeting? Yeah, it is. Then I'll ask, so tell me, where's your budget at more? Are you more at like 60 or 50? 50 would actually be right around, okay, hold on, boom, and I'll sell them the 50. Now, a lot of times when you do show, if you're budgeting them right, most of the time when you show them the 3 payments, they're going to pick the middle or the lowest. Most of the time, they actually pick the middle if you budgeted them right. Because they're probably in their mind, I can pay $100, but I'll do $119, to get this, they'll do it.
Nice. So let's say when that happened and they didn't choose the cheapest one, right? Mm-hmm. Because that was still too much. You're pretty frank with them. If that was too much, where do you need to be?
Yeah, where do you need to be? But I always hit them, where do you need to be? I hit them with some numbers because I want them to, because they're going to be like, well, I want to be at $5 a month. What you got for me?
Yeah.
Same. Where do you need to be? Do you need to be more? Because I budgeted them. So I know, okay, so they spend a little bit more than I thought, from that extra money. So I don't say, if I know I could have got them at about $90, now I'm like, so where are you looking to be more, like 70? And I'm looking at their face. I'm looking at their reaction. Because they'll do a little reaction on their face. I'm not looking at a piece of paper. I'm looking at their face. And the whole time I'm looking at their face, looking in their eyes through this whole process.
And are you ever mentioning, because I know some of the new people coming on board, I was on phone calls with them and they're talking about face value. That's how they're going. Oh, the client wants $100,000. He's 72 years old. He wants $100,000 for $75. Okay. Are you ever bringing that face amount? Asking them, how much do you guys need?
Never.
Do you ever start with that?
Never. Because if they tell me, if they say I want $100,000, they just put that in their mind because they told themselves and their own words went into their ears. That's what they're trusting you're going to get them, or at least close to. So if you can't get close to that, they're not going to hear much else what you're saying. They're just going to know their disappointment. Yeah. I never go in. I never ask them how much they want. Everything's about qualifying them. You see, I said this is going to help qualify me, the medical stuff, what company and then I'm going to help budget you. Okay. When I tell them about the budget, they forgot about how much coverage. Now they're thinking, how much can I get for my budget? Which is the way to do it. You give them what they can for their budget.
It's all about payment.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unless it's a 23-year-old, hey man, I want $250,000. No problem, buddy. Here you go, $30 a month.
Right. Move on.
You're in perfect health and you're only 23 years old. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. But majority of cases, we're not touching like that. Guys, the psychology behind this, just like Rudy said. And this makes it harder too on an agent, especially a newer agent. When you're coming in and asking them, how much coverage were you guys looking for? Guys, they don't understand. It might be second nature to us on how much they can qualify for and how much they can get. But the reality of the situation is they're not 9 out of 10 times, they're not educated to that point to where they can give you a realistic number. They don't know. They just listen to stuff on TV, 50,000, 100,000 for this price and that price. No, you as the professional, you have to take that control in the home, follow the process that is taught to us, right? And then qualify them, show them with their budget, with their monthly income, with their monthly premium that they're going to pay, what they can qualify for. So in this case, let's say we're going back and forth, right? And a client ends up telling me, I budget him out. And mind you, this used to happen more in the beginning, not so much now because of the comfort I am with myself and the confidence that you will instill in yourself. How does that happen? Get in front of more people, right, Rudy? Get in front of more people till it becomes easy.
You have to the more you get on the phone, the more comfortable you get on the phone. And it's not immediate. Oh man, I've been on the phone a week and I'm so nervous. It takes more than a week. But within that week, you're going to learn a lot of stuff from talking on the phone, and you're going to apply it, and you're going to force yourself to do it and apply it sometimes because you're going to get scared. But, don't be scared. Again, like Sean Mike said, what are they going to do? Like bite you over the phone or
strangle you over the phone? They're not.
What I'm saying? They're not going to. You have to remember. You have to remember it.
In the house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So let's say we get into the home, right? And Rudy, let's have a scenario, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna do everything. I'm gonna go through all the. I'm gonna show you a 3-option close, and you can tell me something like, "I need more time." Okay.
Okay.
So, boom, 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 boom. All right, Rudy. So out of these 3 options here, if we could get an approval, which one do you feel is most affordable and comfortable for you?
Let me see. Well, if I were to get it, I would probably do this one right here. But I still have to think about it. I'm not ready to do it just yet. But if I were to do it, I would probably get that one right there.
Got you. Completely understand, sir. So majority of people I understand that you need time. I completely respect that. But the reasoning we're in this position is because we've taken too much time. Okay. So I do understand if we were to get something, you would go with this middle option. What majority of families in your position do, sir, is they'll go for this option, which would be the cheapest option. Okay. Sir, the reality of the situation is we have to make this affordable. We can tweak and adjust later. So if this $84 is too much and this $72 is too much, we do have a $52 option. The goal here, sir, is when I leave today, there's coverage. God forbid something happens yesterday or tomorrow, you'll be taken care of. So this $52 option is what you would spend at Applebee's. We spend $20 a month on our iPhone to insure it. You're spending $118 on your vehicle. But for $52, we have to think about it. Unreal, huh? No, I completely understand. So what my recommendation is if this 84 is too much and this 72 is too much, I would feel comfortable with you going with this $50 option. Does that make sense? We can always tweak and adjust later.
So
go ahead.
So I could call you later if I wanted to do more later.
We can always tweak and adjust later, sir. Absolutely. But we should put something in place because tonight you go to bed and you know yourself and your family's taken care of. Does that make sense? Perfect. Can I get your driver's license, please? So we were
Hold
from
on.
84 to
Mhm.
52. And that's fine. That's fine, because a lot of times if they're not going to say yes, it's because, first of all, they don't like you, they don't understand the product, or it's too expensive. And me, I do my best to be likable the whole time. I'm smiling, I'm doing hand gestures, I'm giving eye contact, I'm being very thorough. Rudy, when he's talking with his clients, is being very thorough. If I were to get one, sir, I completely understand you need more time. But the reason we're in this position is because we've taken too much time. Well, majority of families in your position do, instead of this 84 or this $70 option, they put at least something in place that's affordable, because we could tweak and adjust later. So that $50 option, does that make sense for you? Perfect, perfect. Can I get your driver license, please? Because I went from 84 to $50. That's enough to trigger an emotion in somebody for them to make a 180 decision. See, if I was at $84 and then I said, why don't we just go with the $78 one? $8, $10, $12 is not going to move the needle. But if I went from 84 to $50, yes, it's a smaller premium, but the client's insured, the family's protected, and you're getting paid. Right? So that's enough to move a needle. That's enough to make a mental shift to make the decision that we want, right? Because everything we say should be intentional to lead to the outcome that we like, right? So remember that everything that we say, everything that we do should be very intentional, so the outcome that we want can happen.
Yeah, you know, that actually happened to me a couple weeks ago. And I remembered when you first mentioned that, because it hasn't happened. It doesn't really happen a lot, but when it does, I remember they were basically telling me no already. And then I gave them a lower option. I said, look, we could do this, and later, if you want, you can put more, but let's just protect you now, so you have something, right? Something is better than nothing. You'll have something. And remember, this is immediate coverage. You get it today, you're covered today. That's it.
And
Anything happens to you, at least you have something. Then if you want later, call me. I can increase it. But for now, let's put something. And then all of a sudden they just go, okay. And I'm
And
like,
when
oh, wow,
you were
okay.
new, when I was telling you that, and he didn't believe it, he goes, no. I was like, dude, just try it. Just try it. And it happens. It's enough to move the needle. We only got a few minutes left. I want to go over something pretty important, that you've been able to flip policies. I know me and you, and we never say cancel the policy. We kind of make it obvious, like, do whatever you need to do, then the client will get the jits. So with the 4 minutes that we have left, when you got into the home and you're finally getting some resistance, and you're going through the financial inventory, let me rewind. You're going through the financial inventory and you finally get it out of them that they had a policy in place already. Don't say any carriers' names. We know which carriers, and we've been on the phone together and we found that all out. But you do it so consistent for whatever reason.
Yeah.
When you tell them to bring out that policy, real quick, when you tell them to bring out that policy, what are 2 or 3 things that you're looking at, discrepancies you can say, that the client didn't know about, that makes them flip the script and do business with you?
Yep.
Because guys, this is very important. This is a lot of resistance sometimes, why you can't not closing the deal. They have a policy the whole time.
And in a quick 30 seconds, remember that you took the time to drive over there, get in their house, go over everything. That's not the time to give up. It's the time to say, I did all this. I need to get something out of it.
Yep.
My time is worth money. I did all this, because it's so easy to feel frustrated and walk out.
Yeah.
But you just gave away all your work for nothing. So you got to try till the end. So okay. So Maria, so I tell her everything. She's like, well, I actually have a policy already. I have an insurance policy. Oh, really? You do? That's awesome. It's good to know that you understand the value of having that. Do you have your policy with you? Yeah, it's in my room, or it's somewhere over there. I said, you know what? Another thing I do is I review a policy for you. Make sure it's what you believe it is, and I'll show you. I'm not just going to tell you, I'm going to show you on your policy where's what. I said, go ahead and bring it. I'm here. You might as well use me.
Nice.
Go ahead and bring it. They're like, okay, yeah, I might as well use him,
Yeah.
They go, they get it, they come back, and I look over it really quick. I see what their coverage is and how much, and on the main page, what their payment is. Now, when I see a humongous, and I asked her, how long ago did you get this? I'm going to be able to look at that, but I can get quick information. What's your coverage? Because you want to know what they believe, because sometimes it's not what they believe. What's your coverage? What's your monthly payment? Okay, how long ago did you get this? Okay, oh, you got it 2 years ago? They got it 2 years ago. You know, they got it from somebody, most of the times representing one company, which was probably more expensive.
Mhm.
So you could cover them, let's say with Americo, maybe for the same amount, even if it's a couple bucks later, but then you tell them what other benefits it has, like
The
that
value.
living benefit. A lot of people love that living benefit.
And let's say they just got that. They just got the
They just
policy
got
3,
it.
4 months ago.
Oh,
What's
that's
that
it.
discrepancy that you always find?
So then I go through the contract and I'll find different things. For example, I go to, I don't know if any of you have seen, if you have your own policy, go over it so you understand it, so it's easier to understand. They all look different, but you start to understand what's what in a policy.
So what are a couple things you find?
So I find increasing payments.
After what, like 5 years or 10
Every
years?
5 years, every 5 years, increasing payments. I find, I also find somebody that just got it, that they have a 2-year wait before their policy actually goes into effect. So I tell them, you're basically giving them 2 years of a deposit.
2 years
The
of a
policy I'm going to
deposit.
get you is immediate coverage. It's immediate coverage. You still have almost 2 years here before you're covered. Something, one guy told me, he goes, so if something happens to me tomorrow, I go, you're not covered. Your family will get your payments back. How many payments have you made? 3. That's what they'll get back. You know, and this was a big company, a very well-known company, a reputable company. Okay, that people trust. It's a name that people look at and trust.
So guys, we got to end it off. Unfortunately, anybody, you guys can message us if you need anything back. But these are big points. The comfort, being proactive before the close, going through that financial inventory properly. If they're giving you that resistance, it's usually they don't understand the product enough. They don't like you, or the payment's too expensive. I need a little time to think about this, sir. I completely understand the reasoning we're in this position is because we've taken too much time. Guys, if you have any questions, put that in right now and make sure to find those discrepancies in the policy, or not discrepancies, just things that they didn't know over. How do you switch them over? Do they lose all the money they paid for in the old policy? Yeah, but they're going to pay on, when clients ask me that, but all the money that I paid for on this policy, it's gone. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you're paying for that policy or this policy. Nothing changes. You're just in a stronger position. We've strengthened your position. We've strengthened your position. So I do get that a lot of times. It's almost mind-boggling. I'm like, guys, you're going to pay on this or that, but you have to make things not a big deal. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, yeah, you've paid on that policy. All we're doing is just going to pay on this policy. That's it. We're not going hardcore into detail because it's true. How can we reach out to you and Rudy with questions? This was great information. So if you guys want to reach out to me, you can find me on Instagram _RobStacks. Also, you can follow the FFL Frontline page at FFL Frontline page. What about within the same carrier? I'm not too sure exactly what that means. If it's the same carrier, I wouldn't probably do the same carrier. But yeah, guys, you can reach out there _RobStacks FFL Frontline page. We're setting Rudy's up Instagram page today. Okay, so you guys can message me.
I'll probably be able to see whatever you guys put on the FFL one.
Yeah, at the Frontline page, message that. Rudy's with me a lot. We're working together a lot in the whole 9, and then we'll give you guys his Instagram page. Guys, one more question before we hop off. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, within the same carrier, regardless, guys, America. Value over price, confidence over price, communication on your end over price. All right, everything's figure outable. It's up to you to keep it going. If you're in the house, don't stop. Don't stop. All right, guys, once again, thank you very much. Get the SkyPoint 20K call every Tuesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. New agent call Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Take these notes. Everybody hop on. Dive into culture. Be fulfilled with the FFL world. because, you know, it makes a major impact later. Guys, God bless. Have a good week. Crush
Thank
it.
you,
And we'll see you in the
everybody.
field. Take care, guys.